The photo album. Memories that can't be shared often turn to grief, growing into despair. But shared memories warm our hearts, strengthen our spirits, and free us from the captivity of our own lives. Jerry stared up at the attic hatch, knowing the climb was a risk his doctor would strictly forbid. But today was their 55th anniversary, and the need to hold that specific photo album outweighed the danger of his fluttering heart. He gripped the ladder, trading safety for the desperate need to see her face one more time. At the top, the hatch yawned open to a low, dusty attic that smelled of dry cedar and memories long packed away in cardboard silence. He reached the landing, pausing to catch his breath while his eyes adjusted to the shadows stretching across the floorboards. He navigated the maze of discarded furniture and boxes labelled in Edna's looping cursive, then knelt by a trunk stamped with their first address and snapped the brittle latch. Inside were Christmas ornaments, a quilt, and the photo album wrapped in a towel, as if it might bruise. Jerry drew it out, and dust rose in a soft cloud. His hands shook, but he opened it with care. The first photo hit him harder than the climb had. Edna, 22 and laughing at a beach picnic, looked back at him with a gaze so vital it felt less like a memory and more like a greeting. The silence of the room suddenly expanded, stretching the walls of the attic until the modern world was nothing more than a faint, forgotten memory. He turned the page, and a chill crystallized in the air, a pressure that felt like a secret about to be told. The smell of cedar shifted to something warmer, Edna's lavender soap from years ago. Jerry looked up. In the corner where shadow should have been, a woman stood, faint as smoke, eyes bright and wearing the smile he'd known for a lifetime. "Jerry," she said, and the sound was soft, but it hit him harder than any shout. He tried to stand, and his knees protested. He settled back onto an old crate, blinking fast. Edna drifted toward him, her dress trailing through the dust without leaving a mark. Jerry laughed once, broken, and the laugh became a sob. They talked in fragments, because the important things were already known. She touched his cheek, and her hand was cool, but real enough to make him shiver. Jerry showed her the album page where they were dancing in the kitchen, and Edna smiled, as if she could still hear the music. They turned the pages together, his weathered hand next to her smooth, translucent one. They lingered on the photo of their daughter's wedding, the memory washing over him without the usual sting of loss. The pain in his chest intensified for a sharp second, a crescendo of pressure, and then suddenly vanished completely. A profound lightness flooded through Jerry, washing away the arthritis, the fatigue, and the solitude. He looked down at his hands resting on the album and realized they no longer shook. The age spots seemed to fade in the brilliant light. "It's time to turn the page, Jerry," Edna whispered as he leaned into her touch and felt the album fall closed and slide away. A wave of understanding washed over him, not with fear, but with the relief of a long journey ending. Edna took his hand, and together they walked through the door that opened onto forever.